Got me like a pig at a camera angle doesn't really help much. Try to get this up a little higher. There we go. So I can lean into it a little bit. Jeez. Do 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 do. Something like that. Oh my God. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. I am actually quite burnt out. I am fried, folks. And if you notice, there's a little bit more balance in the lights because I changed out the red light bulb I used to have right there to your standard LED. So that eliminates having to put on this light right here if I want good light balance and distribution. So not much on lighting, even though I've been doing YouTube for a little bit. As long as it doesn't keep flickering, going dark and light, dark and light, dark and light, I think I'm kind of good with that. Let me turn this, something like that. I think that'll do it. Yeah. All right. Just bear with me here, folks. I am thoroughly burnt out. What a weekend. You know, if you watch my earlier live stream, you know what I was talking about with that live. It's just today I've been keeping busy, been doing a lot of cleaning, getting all the barbecue stuff together, getting everything back up here. I walked some stuff all over the property that belonged to other people. What is this? It's an eBay message. What is this? Oh, I'm not going to pay attention. But I got one of the most annoying things that I can get health-wise is right here, right on top of like where the top of my hip starts to where my tailbone is. It's been a lifelong Achilles heel right here where I constantly get muscle tension. It's just because I was walking around stuff yesterday and today trying to clean up and straighten up, and I took a little time to go hang out with one of my neighbors, one of my senior citizen neighbors, but it's just, you know, going into the car, taking all the stuff that I had from the barbecue and having to bring it up and leaning over and cleaning, and I got damn pain right here on my back, which is just like, ugh, it's irritating. Very irritating. Very irritating indeed. So I'm probably, after this live stream, going to take a couple of ibuprofens and then call it a night, man. I want this weekend to be over already. You know, I had a little something to eat before I live streamed, so I'm definitely good to go, that's for sure. I really didn't plan on doing another live stream, but I had enough interest in it from my usual suspects to come on camera again, just to kind of like wind down the weekend. But I could see it in my face. I'm burnt out, man. I'm tired. I know I'm going to sleep like a rock tonight. But what I am going to do while I'm live streaming with you fine folks, I'm going to watch the England Mexico game, because I'm kind of interested in this particular game, because the Azteca Arena is really not friendly to outside countries playing in there, especially for the World Cup. And that's where the Hand of God play took place with Diego Maradona. And that was the 86 World Cup when Mexico hosted it. So I'm kind of curious to see how England will do. And not only that, I'm a Bayern Munich fan, and Harry Kane plays for my club, so Hello, everyone. Oh my God, I can't even speak. That's how tired I am. Oh, I know I'm going to sleep good tonight. I'm just waiting for this damn thing to parse. I see Norway beat Brazil today, which is awesome. All right, so we're 6 minutes into the Mexico-England game, so I'm not going to really watch the game. I'm going to try to pay attention to it while I'm hosting you folks. I don't want to get a copyright strike. What we got here? Star Wars Kid and Crystal. What's going on? How you folks doing? Happy Sunday. Happy post 4th of July. I don't know about you folks, but I am done. I'm like well done steak. I am finished. this has been a very long weekend. Very long weekend. Who else we got here? We got Ron and Tanny. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that kind of stuff. You know how it is with all this YouTube stuff. If you want to support the channel, if you collect baseball cards and stuff, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description below. And if you want to donate to the channel, click on my coffee link. Thank you very much to those who did. I just did. Ron and Teeny, right? I already did. What's going on? Welcome, welcome everybody. In case you're wondering what this channel is about, typically I talk about collecting stuff, hats, jerseys, sneakers, Transformers, He-Man toys, sports cards, that sort of thing. My live streams I kind of save to like just blow off some steam and rant a little bit or tell some jokes. Oh, Fuzzy's in the house. What's up, Fuzz? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Been a while since I saw you in one of my chats. Yeah, behind the scenes. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm just going to show a little bit of it right there. That's England and Mexico playing right now at 0-0 in the 8th minute. There's my boy Harry Kane from Bayern Munich. So I hope all of you had a wonderful and incredible 4th of July weekend. Yesterday was filled with drama. If you want to know what that was all about, please refer to the live stream that I did earlier today. I'm not going to get into that. I kind of just want to do this live stream to deflate and stretch. Look at my stomach. Oh my God, I ate so much crap these past 2 days. I'm going to have to fast or do a semi-fast for a little bit. I'm wearing my old school Franz Beckenbauer kit from the New York Cosmos. Speaking of football or soccer. But this should be an interesting game because 2 more 4th of July partying. Oh man, Fuzzy. You got to go back and watch my previous live stream. I really don't want to talk about it too much. It was perfect up until about 7 o'clock last night, and then things got out of hand because of what I have coined a female WNBA American, if you catch my drift, that started trouble with my entire fucking crew. You know, it was my boy's birthday. You know what? I'll give you the very, very ultra edited version of this because I really don't want to talk about it too much. But my boy and myself, we combined forces like Voltron to do a 4th of July barbecue on the hibachi. Him and his family had food. I brought some food. Some other people brought some food. Went down to the pool, hooked it all up. We were all having a good time until a female WNBA American showed up, started a whole bunch of trouble with my boy's daughter. People were telling her to get the fuck away, leave her alone. She either drank too much, got sick, whatever it was, and it started a whole melee in the pool. And we started wrapping up. I mean, it was closing time anyway, but a big fight broke out. But everybody was on the side of my boy and his daughter. All of us were in defense of one another because we all live here. This person was an outsider, didn't belong here, doesn't live here as far as I'm aware. But the cops came, slapped some bracelets on her for probably what do you call it? Resisting arrest, probably disorderly conduct, public drunkenness. Who knows what she's going to get? But she made a complete ass out of herself. She hit on me. She hit on several other guys that were down there, but she had no business fucking around with my boy's daughter, and everybody took offense to it. So, and it fucked everything up. It really did. It fucked everything up for us. We got emails today talking about it. I've had enough. I think as of today, I'm probably not going to overextend myself for this neighborhood anymore because it's just not worth it. Because there are too many freeloaders, people looking for too many handouts. As a matter of fact, my crew, most of which brought food and booze and beer and everything, no, they didn't have to interview me at all because most of it was on camera. So there was really no need to talk to any of us, which was a good thing. So, but she was self-explanatory. She just did. This girl just was flapping her lips, wouldn't let it go. And like I said, the one cop ran around her, you know, like, I guess you want to say I'm wearing a Franz Beckenbauer jersey, ran around her like Franz Beckenbauer and cornered her, and she just wouldn't shut her mouth. And the cop warned her, you keep going, you're going to get locked up. And sure enough, she got slapped with handcuffs and put in the back of a cruiser, and out she went. But for the rest of us, it's going to fuck everything up because I knew it was going to happen. I said it in my live stream today that we were all going to get emails. Sure enough, we got it. We all got an email today talking about it. But I made it clear. Like I know I did nothing wrong, but everybody was in defense of my boy's daughter. This female WNBA basketball American had no right to fucking get involved with what was going on with my boy's daughter. 100% of us are on my boy's side. So I know I did nothing wrong. I collected my gear. My friend here next door, she's LGBT, real nice girl, very cool, down to earth. You know, we wrapped up my stuff. I had her come up to my patio last night. We shared a couple beers, and that was it. Well, the girl, this like I said, this female WNBA DEI American, who I guess was thirsty for attention, decided to insert herself into our affairs, and it pissed off a lot of people. You know, my boy's daughter got sick, either because it was very hot yesterday. It was extremely hot yesterday. So I guess a combination of the food, the heat, all of us partying, drinking, eating. I mean, it was perfect. Picture perfect. Absolutely perfect all across the board. Until this woman who I've never seen before, I don't know who she is, I don't know where she came from, just invited herself onto our side of the pool and was hovering over my friend's daughter. And everybody was telling this girl, what the fuck are you doing? Leave her alone. She's wrapped up in the embryonic position like this. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Why do I have so many problems? No, this has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me at all. This is not a personal thing. This is not me. This has to do with my friend, his birthday party, just us all gathering together as friends. And it took one WNBA basketball American, DEI American to fuck it all up for everybody. So this had nothing to do with me. But all of us were coming in defense because this girl had no right to be hovering over our friend's daughter. We took great offense to it. And this girl wanted to prove who she was, and she did by getting arrested last night. Thank you, Pineville PD. By the way, 15-minute, Mexico and England still tied 0-0, by the way. So this WNBA basketball DEI American wanted to shoot off her mouth, and she found out. Fuck around and find out. Nope, didn't get dumped at all. This has nothing to do with me and my girl. Why don't you get into your car, go get on a plane, get away from the property for a while, vacation or something? Yeah, I love to. Actually, today I unwound quite a bit. You know, the girlfriend was still doing her thing today. I actually have a pair of clogs. Where did I put them? You might not see them sitting on that bar stool right there. She has a pair of brand new clogs waiting for her. I think we're going to meet up tomorrow. We took a break for the weekend, you know, but I was hanging out with a couple of my neighbors today, throwing down some suds and whatever, but most of my time was here at home. By the way, shameless eBeg, I did list some more baseball cards over at my eBay store earlier today, and right before this live stream, so go check it out if you have a chance. Links are in the description box below. But shameless e-beg over. But not for nothing, you know, she's doing her thing. I'm doing my thing today. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I laid back for most of the day. I had a couple beers in a bag and hung out with one of my senior citizen neighbors, and we shot the shit for a little bit. No, nobody called the cops on me this time. It was just some strange black girl that none of us have ever seen. I've never seen her. That, like I said, was hovering over my boy's daughter for no reason. And, you know, we were all eating. I was cooking on the hibachi that I have, which was the plan. And all of a sudden, people are like helping themselves to our food, which, you know, it's kind of a sin to deny people food. But it gets to a point where it's like, okay, you know, this is kind of like our private little shindig. And people are just kind of like inviting themselves to like eat our food, drink our beer, all that kind of stuff. And that's what fucks it up. We controlled ourselves. We're all older adults. We're at least, I want to say the average age of the people I was with was probably 45 and older, with the exception of my boy's daughter and maybe the small kids. Because I was babysitting my neighbor's kid, as a matter of fact. Because being that my girl wasn't going to spend the weekend with me, I decided, hey, why not? Let me go ask him if the kid wants to swim. So he stood with me the whole time. But I don't understand why this strange woman, unless she was one of those and was attracted to my boy's daughter, she had no right going next to her at all. Because she probably, my boy's daughter probably must have been a combination of the heat, drinking, and eating too much. Because she ended up getting a stomachache, and she was like this the whole time, sitting in a beach chair that's in the pool for like the last hour before it closed. And everybody was telling this girl, hovering over my boy's daughter, to get the fuck away from her. She wants to rest. Let her alone. Leave her alone. But this girl started opening her mouth and flapping her yap too much. And the women that were there, especially my boy's sister and her husband, were getting pissed off. And it just threw a wrench in everybody's gears. So my boy walks into me, hey, Walt, I think we should wrap it up, man. I mean, it's almost 8 o'clock anywhere. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Start wrapping up. And then all of a sudden, I'm on my, what they call the DJ station, sitting there in front of the hibachi, unplugging everything and starting to wrap everything up. All of a sudden, off to my 3 o'clock, I hear the argument start. You should demand a property management do more. Well, that's the thing. No, we can't figure out what's going on with this shit. This has been going on for weeks now, where outsiders have been showing up. See, you have to have one of these. I signed up in the office, the leasing office. You have to have one of these silicone bracelets to enter the pool, and you have to have, if you have guests, you got to let them know, or whatever it is. You got a sick kid, got to take her home. Well, that too, that's another thing also. That's why we said, hey, let's wrap it up. It's time to go home anyway. We might as well just call it quits. So he was doing the right thing. At least I'll say that much. And I agree with you. You know, it got to a point where, you know, he made a decision and so did I. And we were like, let's go home, wrap it up. I mean, at that time, it had to be at least 7:30. So the pool was going to close in a half hour anyway. And that's when the bullshit got started. The perfection that was this 4th of July celebration turned to shit only because one woman who none of us know decided to interject in our private get-together. And we were already starting to wrap up by that time. You are correct with that assessment, by the way. Because my boy and myself, we said, yeah, I think it's time to wrap up, man. She's not looking good. Things are getting out of control. Let's go. But, you know, it's just, unfortunately, it's becoming an ever-increasing problem. But 100% of us are on the side of my boy and his kid, because we did nothing wrong. None of us did nothing wrong. All of us were defending one another, because one of the assistant managers with her big black privilege mouth like she's got, which I'm probably going to have words with her if I see her. But I'm going to try to bite my tongue when I can, because I don't want to start a war on the property. But the way she spoke to a lot of us last night who were trying to diffuse the situation, instead pulled her fucking power card. Meanwhile, she's only probably paying half the fucking rent that we are, only because she works here, while the rest of us are paying full price, unless you're one of these fucking former street rat what have-nots here. And it gets fucking annoying that you got people like us that are basically running the show for everybody, and we're going to be put down because of one asshole. It's like what happened with me last year. How many incidents did I get involved with that were not my fault? Especially with my ex that had me arrested for no reason. I was acquitted of the charges, of course. Did nothing wrong, no wrongdoing, period. And I got the paperwork. You've all seen it. But it's like, shit, man. You can't enjoy yourself. Like, I seen a story like this. I talked about this in my live stream earlier today. We're in New York in my former home in Coney Island, man. Like 8 kids got shot or something for having a 4th of July barbecue. And it was probably gang related because it was in the same area with a previous thing. Let me see here. How many times you run into the police not making any acquisitions, but you find yourself... Yeah, man, it's just, it's awful, man. I mean, it sucks. That's not what she said. Man, it sounds like there's a lot of bad seats. Yeah, it's just, I don't get it, man. There's like this black cloud hanging over this place. And it was never like this before. I'm getting cotton mouth. Let me grab me something to drink, man. I'll be right back, folks. You know, it's not me. It's a tropical. Oh, I want cranberry. Is this the cranberry? Yes, it is. Okay. Let me break out the cranberry. You know, the problem is that there are outsiders that are constantly coming in here and fucking it up for everybody. Yeah, everybody's been pushing me to do that sort of thing, to be like some community spokesman or some sort of community leader. I don't want that. I really don't want that. Because with that kind of responsibility, everybody's going to come knocking on my door, complaining, wanting things, and I refuse. No way. It has been suggested to me even recently. Even today, somebody was saying I should. Wow, that doesn't have any cranberry flavor in it at all. I got this over at Sam's Club, the 2-pack with the plastic dog bone handle. Oh, man. It's like somebody put too much ice in it and let the ice melt. Now it's all watery. Well, that's what you get for drinking zero sugar stuff, by the way. Not sponsored. But still, I'd rather drink that than anything else. But yeah, a lot of people have been saying it. Why don't you become a community leader? I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. That's for somebody much younger than me. Somebody that has a bigger mouth than I do. I don't want that kind of stress put on me. I don't need phone calls, emails, text messages. You know, I already have a reputation around here already from a lot of the parents and stuff who appreciate that I give out snacks and candy to the kids and all that stuff. You know, but no thank you. No thanks. No thanks. No thank you. So what does this have in it? We got 5 calories, 12 servings. 30 milligrams of sodium per serving, 2 grams of carbohydrates, which is empty calories, 0 protein, 18 milligrams vitamin C, filtered water, which explains that flavor, cranberry juice, citric acid, salt, vitamin C, vegetable concentrate, giving out candy to the kids, hope the parents are around. What is that supposed to mean? What does that mean? Never say a thing like that ever again in my chat, dude. I don't play that fucking PDF bullshit, man. Don't even joke around with that kind of shit. I don't find it amusing or funny. Actually, I'll be honest with you, over the past several weeks, for whatever reason, the kids aren't outside playing anymore. Apparently what happened was is that one of them got caught vaping. One of the 15-year-old kids, now the bigger kids, one of the girls got caught vaping because you got more NBA and WNBA basketball Americans who come around here thinking that they're fucking hip-hop stars, doing all that kind of shit. Know what I'm saying, Yo-Yo B? And trying to entice the younger kids to get into stuff, and one of them got caught. And with these kids who don't know when to keep their mouths shut, news spread right away. So I haven't seen them playing in weeks. As a matter of fact, two twin kids that used to play here, their family were evicted from the property. Thank God. Because the father hung out with the fucking pot-smoking drug addicts and alcoholics that are on his property, who would always hit me up for fucking beer and never give me a beer in return. One of the two kids actually took a small, one of those push scooters and threw it at somebody's car. They've been taking other kids' bikes off of the ground floor patios and essentially stealing them to ride on them without asking permission, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they were wild. They were foul-mouthed. I'm an adult. I can cuss and swear all day long. I pay my rent. I pay taxes. Bullshit. You know what I mean? But when you're dealing with 9 and 10-year-olds that are swearing worse than I do and have no manners and are reckless, and the father's out there smoking dope. As a matter of fact, the assistant manager confronted him and another dude out there holding beer in their hands like I'm holding this juice, when you're not supposed to. They don't like seeing that because the kids see that. The neighbors don't want these types of people. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I'm going to honestly say it, a lot of folks, I mean, I've been fed up with it for a long time, but I'm nobody. And I don't want that responsibility of being somebody that speaks up all the time. It's not that bad once you get used to it, this stuff. And a lot of people are fed up, especially us adults. It's like, wait a minute, we're paying rent here. You can't treat us fucking adults like, you know, this is no HOA. I got American flags galore up on my patio, by the way, for the 4th of July for yesterday, for the 250th. And I still got my 250 signs up there. I never showed it on camera, by the way. But the problem is that now we have all sorts of families, and we got more kids than ever on the property. But them two little fucking terrors, little shits, and their dad, I'm glad they're gone. And there are a lot more people. This woman downstairs, you got to see what the downstairs looks like. I'm not going to show it on camera because I don't want to alienate the property. Because it's really not the property, it's the individual that's fucked up. So you got to see what it looks like. They changed her locks and everything. She can't come back here. I guarantee you all that shit's going to be sitting down there until Kingdom Come. From what I understand, 6 or 7 people have been booted off the property. Either they were legally, there's a name for that. Well, either they were evicted or they were legally, what's the word? Compelled. They were legally compelled to leave. No, it's not government housing. It's just for whatever reason, I don't understand why the corporate office of the property has now offered low-income housing here. It wasn't like that when I first moved here. Now, all of a sudden, over the past 2 or 3 years, that's how it's been. But now they're starting to see the error of their ways, because if you are into drugs and alcohol and or both, or prostitution, people will never let go of that lifestyle unless you decide to change your ways. And out of everybody that I've met that's been in one of these programs, two of them turned their lives around. And I consider them good people. And I know them by first and last name that are part of that system. The rest of them are fucking worthless. And they brought so many problems to the property. And now we got all these other people that are showing up from the outside. It is nuts. It's crazy. A lot of us are fed up with it. I've been fed up with it for a long time. I finally took down the signs, except for that sign right there for like when I take out my mail, just in case like the kids come by, they come knocking on my door if they want, potato chips or juice or something like that. So I put a sign on my door, you know, I'll be right back. I'm taking out the mail. Of course, I lock the door and all that kind of stuff. But is that a Pele jersey? No, that's a Franz Beckenbauer jersey, but good looking though. That's a retro New York Cosmos jersey. I wore the white version of this one today. It got a little stained, so I had to throw it in bleach. Unfortunately, not bleach. What do you call that? OxyClean. Give it a nice OxyClean cleaning. But yeah, that's my Franz Beckenbauer right there, the Kaiser. So Section 8 housing. Well, it was an experiment that failed, and it continues to fail. So I don't understand what compelled them to do this. I don't know. I don't know what kind of tax break. A lot of it has to do with tax breaks. A lot of it has to do with tax breaks. And I'm telling you, within like the last 2 weeks, I think since the last time I showed a big box of potato chips, you guys haven't seen me talking about it at all. Me buying more stuff, except for like hot dogs and stuff for, the kid that I babysit every so often, Jackson. He's 10 years old. He's a big kid, but he's very smart, very respectable. You know, every so often I'll babysit another one of the kids, whatnot. I keep in contact with the parents all the time. They can see into the pool, which is a good thing. So, you know, if anything goes wrong, everything can happen like this. Boom, 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 boom. So, but I won't buy boxes and cases of potato chips like I did before. Unless we do a mass get-together like what we did yesterday. And even that now is in question because I'm not motivated to do it anymore. I'm really not motivated to do it anymore because you got fucking people in here that take it for granted and don't give a shit. And this one woman derailed every fucking thing and literally ruined the peace that we had yesterday. I felt so bad for my boy. His face was like this. Like just drawn out. Like somebody in his family died. I felt so bad for him yesterday. And it wasn't anybody's fault except for this one random woman that had no business circling around us like a fucking vulture. It's ridiculous. And it's not fair to us. That one asshole fucked it up for everybody. And this girl was threatening people, threatening my boy's sister and her husband. And then Pineville PD showed up, and she was fucking bad-mouthing them and resisting the cops' orders to leave. They would have never arrested her if she just would have shut her mouth and went home. But she didn't do that because she's a DEI female WNBA basketball American that, you know, I ain't need no man. Who you talking to, yo? That type. Big mouth. Big mouth. Y'all know what I'm saying? And then she got the fucking cuffs slapped on her and they arrested her. I'm pretty sure they're not going to let her out until sometime tomorrow night. You get locked up here in North Carolina, like what happened with me, and unfortunately for the wrong reasons, I have experience with this because I was falsely arrested and had false charges brought up against me by an illegal immigrant girl that never fucking told me the truth about her, who she was, and her fucking stupid YouTube channel is up there with that gorilla monkey ugly goon from the Popeye cartoons. I don't know how ICE hasn't fucking locked her up yet because I filed a report myself against her, and yet she's still out there fucking walking around with Manuel the Goon or whatever his name is. But once you're in there on a Friday or a Saturday night, Friday or Saturday, you're not getting out until Monday. Because that's when the judges come in. I mean, they have the magistrate is there, but the main judges are not there. So, let me see here. You must be watching an England game too, if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, I'm trying not to worry about the kids. I'm kind of just reviewing some of the comments here in the chat. I'm trying not to do that no more. You know, the group of kids broke up. And unfortunately, whatever it was that this one girl was doing, smoking a vape, that's kind of like what started everybody to split up. Especially with them two kids now, with their dad and the mother, or stepmom, or whoever it is, got evicted. What's going on, 99? I see a lot of the usual suspects are in here tonight. Just a general conversation about how the weekend went. And I don't know if you were in the chat. I don't remember if you were in the chat this morning, but, just giving a, oh, nice header, baby. England is up 1-0. Imagine if they win this in the Azteca. Now, I'm going to show just a little bit because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So there it is. I'm watching it right now. Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful header by Bellingham. Look at my boy, Harry Kane, baby. FC Bayern Munich. He is our boy, let me tell you. So, yeah, but just a general conversation about anything, man. But, I was giving everybody a recap about what happened yesterday, so let me see what we got here. You're saying there's a goal. That means my broadcast is like super slow. You know what it is? I'm streaming it, so I probably have like a 30-second delay over you. Yeah, Harry Kane turn around. Bellingham goes head first. Boom. Oh, you see Germany's got Jurgen Klopp now as their coach. It's 2-0? See, on my TV, it's still showing 1-0. I don't want to get a copyright strike again, but you can see. So I probably have like a 2-minute delay on my end. Right now, Mexico are passing in the back. England steals it. Look at this, and then there's play on, and boom! There's the pass, number 2. Holy shit! Look at this. Damn. Again. There you go. There it is. Very nice. Very nice. Whooping the Dodgers. None of your boys watching MLB tonight. I saw the highlights for the Mets. They just got by the skin of their teeth against Atlanta tonight. I don't know about the Yankees, though. I think the Yankees took another L. No, everybody's into their own stuff. I mean, I'm more a soccer guy than anything. I do watch baseball and American football, but my thing it's been soccer. It's always been, always will be. But I'd be honest with you, this World Cup has just been a mess all over the place. That Mets game was wild. Yes, it was. Oh, yes, it was. Look at Thomas Tuchel running around. He didn't do that for Bayern, you son of a bitch. Americans are crazy not to be watching the World Cup. Never been able to get into it. Yeah, you have to have a feel for it. You kind of have to take hockey and American football and merge the two together to kind of understand what's going on with the game. I've been watching soccer for years and years. So, the only reason I got back into baseball is because, a lot of the rule changes with the pitch clock and all that sort of thing to keep the game moving. And it makes the game a little bit more complicated and strategic. That's what drew me back into it. I stopped watching baseball, I think, when the Yankees lost in 2001 when it came to 9/11 and all that stuff. I had a few bucks on the Mets, was going to lose my shit if they ended up losing that game, in my own opinion. Look, that's a handball. That's going to happen every so often. Good for England. This is unprecedented. If England win in the Azteca, they're playing in the Azteca arena, the big infamous one that's like how many thousands of feet above sea level? Nobody wins in that stadium. England could be like the first team to do so. Oh, well, Argentina did it with the hand of God in this stadium. But yeah, the Mets, dude. I don't know what's going on with them guys. I've been watching a lot of shit, especially with the interim manager, crazy trades and everything else. I like this picture they got. What's his name? McLean? That dude's awesome. He's not quite Paul Skeens, but he's got some nice movement on the ball. I've been watching a lot of Trevor Bauer stuff lately, to be honest with you. I'm actually considering tracking down a Trevor Bauer jersey. I will not get an LA Dodgers jersey if I do. It's going to be one of his I guess his minor league team jerseys, whether it comes from Japan or whatever. They scored. Mexicans scored. Let me see. Yeah, I must have like a minute or 2 minute delay. I'm not seeing what you guys are seeing. I am seeing it, but just not in the time you guys are seeing it. Let's see. Yeah, they're setting up, at least what I'm looking at right now, they're setting up for a free kick, Mexico. Again, I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'll only show it if they score. Because I don't know how FIFA feel with rebroadcasting content. Even if you are criticizing it, I don't know how they feel. Technically, you can rebroadcast something if and only if you're criticizing or you change it. Yep, there it is. There it is. They just scored. You're right. Boom. There they are. You're absolutely right. That was off a free kick. So it is 2-1. Wow, interesting. Quinones. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, keep it to you guys and gals that are watching that game. Let me know, because it's looking like the live stream I'm watching this from is like 30 seconds to a minute slower than what you guys see. Here it is, right off a set piece. Boom. And there it is. Bang. Okay. Yes, it is. Now, especially Mexico playing in one of the most infamous stadiums in their territory. Let me tell you, nobody wins in that stadium. That's the home of Club America, I think it is, isn't it? I could be wrong. Or Chivas. I forget which Mexican club from them. I want to say it's Chivas that plays in this stadium. Oh, it's funny. You were mentioning the New York Cosmos, Blue Jay. I actually watched the third iteration of the New York Cosmos. They look so sad playing in USL. I think they're in USL 1 or something like that. They're just a shadow of themselves. I've seen the second iteration of the New York Cosmos when they used to play in the Brooklyn Cyclones arena, and when they used to play out in that college out in Long Island. They were just a shadow of the old Cosmos, but this new iteration, it's just, I can't watch it. I watched some highlights today. I can't do it. I definitely can't do it. Hand of God happened there, yeah. Because of the home stadium. Yeah, you know why? Because of the elevation. I forgot how many feet. I think it's like, what, 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet above sea level this stadium? Or something like that? I want to say Chivas Guadalajara plays in this stadium. Oh, and kudos to Norway. I watched the highlights from Norway knocking out Brazil. Man, the Giants, it's so bad with Germany right now. Man, now that they got Jurgen Klopp as their coach. Oh, here goes Mexico again. Look at this. And England defended real nice right there. Anyway, neither Red Bulls or New York FC took the Cosmos name. It's just a refusal to pay the MLS fees. That's really what happened. Yeah, check it out. Jurgen Klopp is now the coach of the German national team, and Julian Nagelsmann resigned. So, and I think Klopp already dropped like 6 players from the squad or something like that. I'm going to say it. The Germans look like pussies. They look like pussies. They were pushovers. I watched how even when Paraguay played um, against France. Ooh, that was close by Mexico. Paraguay gave France a run for their money. It was a 1-0 game. I think Mbappe scored, right? Klopp with his hair and his teeth. Who is it? Somebody actually said I kind of look like Jurgen Klopp in a lot of ways. Like I have almost the same face as he does. I get Burton C. Bell from Fear Factory. I got Jurgen Klopp, AVGN, Matthew Lillard. Those, if I grow out a full mustache and beard, I get James Hetfield from Metallica sometimes. Kiefer Sutherland, I get. So extra time should be over, at least what I'm looking at here in a little bit. Yeah, nah. It's just because of the jaw. Yeah. But he's a brilliant coach. He really is. And for Germany to get him, Germany needs to get back to the old school. You know, this playing it safe nonsense. Bayern Munich are guilty of this also. For playing it too safe. That's why Paraguay did so good against them, because they were rough. They were diving into the ball. They were willing to put their bodies in a way, injuries or not. You can't play safe. I'm very happy for Harry Kane watching him play. Oh yeah, that's definitely a foul right behind the heel of the foot. Cross and almost. I love to see how this game turns out. Bellingham is honestly the player of the tournament. Ah, you see, I told you so. Why do you think? Listen, I'm no dummy. I saw it coming, man. All of these baseball cards that I had graded and all that stuff, it was not worth holding on to. I saw it coming, man. I saw it coming down the road. And the talking heads are still trying to pump the hobby. Let me tell you, my eBay sales have been awful. If you look here on my TV base, if you ever watch my YouTube shorts, those are my orders since Friday. 3 of them. That's all I got. There's a header. And over the net. Boop. Bellingham again, bro. Jesus. Now here comes a corner kick. At least that's what I'm seeing on my end. Watch the corner. Dude. This Bellingham is like Superman. Well, Mexico better hurry up because they only got like 49-18 right now, so. I don't want to take away from you guys. Yeah, dude, it's got so ridiculous. I mean, the 3 cards I have here that I sold are parallels. No, really, unless you're like an Uber collector, I haven't been selling a lot of base cards. It's been mostly parallels, refractors, inserts. And even with this latest batch of cards that I listed over on my eBay store, I've had to pick and choose what to sell. You used to have a great Whatnot channel. It's not worth it. It's got so bad. I've now had multiple people come into my chat who are fellow eBayers like me that are saying that we're all having a hard time because nobody's buying. A lot of that again has to do with the weather, especially if you live here in the South. Well, then again, there's been hot weather all across the country, but especially down here in the southern states. You know, North Carolina here, we've had straight 90s for over a week. We just got a little bit more rain within the past hour. And we've had downpours like crazy over the past 2 weeks, which is good because we need the rain. It's a 4th of July weekend. School is out. People are on vacation. Gas prices are still out of control thanks to, dickhead in the White House there. Sorry, I did vote for Trump 3 times. He did a lot of good with some stuff, but a lot of stuff that we were really counting on, he never followed up with. Stimulus checks, lowering the price of gas, no more war, all that sort of thing. But gas prices are still high. Grocery prices are still high. It's ridiculous. I used to have a great Whatnot channel. I stopped. It's too much. You should do Whatnot. December, March is the time to sell, but I can't be bothered to go online and sell. Well, you know what it is? I got all the time in the world. Especially with the new girl and how things are finally starting to go, in the right direction finally with the female. Especially after my run of bad luck that I've had over the past several months. But it's a combination, like I said, with Trump's bullshit with Russia and Ukraine, and with Israel and Iran. The tariffs have fucked everything up. It's like that Ultra Magnus that I reviewed on the channel, which really, that video didn't even take off. I don't know what happened with that video. I don't care, but I hate to say it. What Trump represents with MAGA is way better than what he actually accomplished in reality. And I hate to say it, he put the idea of making America first out there, but yet it's still the same bullshit with a twist. You know what I mean? Where's the drilling for, drill baby drill? What happened with that? Shouldn't we be drilling someplace right now, getting oil for ourselves? When we did that, gas prices plummeted to like $1 and change a gallon. Down here over at Sam's Club, it's still running anywhere between $3.29 to almost $4 in some cases. The tariffs as a YouTube content creator, I talked about it with several things that I've reviewed. The mini Voltron I bought, that ran me $150 because of the tariffs. My Bayern Munich jerseys ran me an extra $30 because of the tariffs. That Ultra Magnus, the Missing Link Ultra Magnus, that ran me an extra $30 to get here. So what happened? And the objectivity is hurting everyone. Yeah, because it's so out of whack with what's happening. And he really hasn't done what he's been saying he was going to do. At least he's kind of shut the borders, but I mean, all standard Republicans would have done that. Yeah, you could put any bloke, any Republican in there, and they would have done it. I mean, he's been a lot more aggressive with the border than most Republicans, but the simple fact of the matter is my feelings towards this are go after the bad guys. If you got people that have been here for 20 years, they're paying taxes, they're in the middle of the process, they got the paperwork going, what the fuck are you doing? They're already contributing to society. They're not dealing drugs. They're not trafficking women and children. They're not part of cartels. They're working in fucking restaurants and supermarkets. Leave these people alone, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? But after that, I don't know. Bombing Iran does nothing other than agreed. The borders I agree with. Selling to the States sucks now as a Canadian seller. I believe that. If he was real aggressive and good at securing the border, TCC would not have any girlfriends. Oh, jeez, it's like that, huh? Ring the bell for that one. You got a winner, folks. Jeez, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, I love my Latinas, man. It's been like that since I'm a young guy, since I'm in my 20s. Every girl, except for maybe like 2, throughout the entire course of my life, every woman I've ever dated has been Hispanic. There's just something about them. I don't know what it is, man. The way they speak, it's the accent, it's the way some of them walk. Well, I mean, we might have women and children watching this live stream, but you fellas will understand where I'm coming from. I'm a hips guy. I love women with hips. I'm sorry. Yep, bingo, ding, ding. That's it right there. You hit it. You got it. Bingo. Give that man a cigar. That's what it is. I'm a legs and bumpa dunk. Dunker dunk, whatever you want to call it, guy. I always was. It's just something about them Hispanic women, the way they walk and move their bodies, man. Jeez. But some of them are off their fucking rocker. At least this one cooks. Oh, you should have seen the meal she cooked the other day, man. I should have filmed the YouTube short. She made a beef broth out of lentils. I had thin cut New York strips that I bought from Sam's Club. I bought a whole packet of them, and she took that and made a broth out of that with rice and freshly cut onions and scallops. It was fucking amazing. Amazing. This is the first woman I've been with in ages that actually knows how to cook. And I'm like, damn. I'm sorry, man. I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. Because I do a lot of cooking myself. But there are times that she's like, just sit down and, cállate la boca. Sit down, I'll cook, I cook. And she would. So where am I meeting these women? Well, I don't have the app anymore since I found this one. I deleted my account. I think it's called Badu. I think, if I remember correctly, I think that's the name of it, was Badu. The only thing you got to watch with that app is that you're going to get a lot of women from Africa, specifically Nigeria. And if you live here where I am, and you see that a woman claims that she's 50 miles away, most likely it's a foreigner or a fake. I'm a little behind on streams. Last stream you broke it off with the new Latina telling you what to do. Yeah, there's a new one in place already. I act very quickly. No, this one is definitely a keeper. She really is. She's a keeper. Like I said, she cooks, she cleans, she keeps the place neat. She knows I run a business out of here. I mean, I actually posted an edited photo of the two of us. I blocked off her face, of course, because certain jackasses are going to try to find her social media accounts and do dumb shit. No, she's gone. That's the one who came knocking on the door the other day. The one that Blue Jay is talking about is the one I broke it off with. That's the one that came banging on my door the other day. I had to call my buddy who works for this place to have him come up to my patio to fucking chase her off. She was beating on the fucking door and beating on my window, and I had this one here in my home, and I'm like, Jesus. And he came up here and tried to chase her off and whatnot. It finally took me to go outside and say something to her to get her out of here, because I wanted nothing to do with her anymore. After what she did, I'm like, fuck that, man. I don't want a person like you. If you're gonna, we barely would see each other anyway. And when she would come, her whole thing is doing this on the phone. On the phone, on the phone, on the phone, on the phone. So what the fuck am I there for? What did she want? Because she knew I was already dating another woman. I actually posted a photo on my WhatsApp account with the two of us together, and that pissed her off. And she came here fucking guns a-blazing, knocking on my door, making a fool out of herself in front of the entire neighborhood here. I had to call my buddy, I had to call him a favor with one of my friends here to get him to come up on a patio because he works here, and had to have her chased off my fucking patio. She was this close to me calling the police on her. It's like fucking ridiculous, man. Some of these women are out of their minds. Man, that's going down real quick. That's not a small bottle either, man. 2.83 liters. But I'd rather drink this than soda any day. But yeah, I had her ran off my patio. She was that close to me calling the police to have her arrested. Well, we got some more fireworks going off, folks. And speaking of liquids, time to pay the water bill, as they say down here in the South. I shall return, folks. jeez. And it is freaking cold in here, boy. What's on? Let me turn off this fan in here. Excuse me, ladies and germs. Oops. That's the light I want to turn off, okay. Yeah, I actually changed the red light bulb up there to a standard so that this way I get more even lighting here. So, what did I miss? I'm drinking beer. Yeah, too much juice and make you feel sick later. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying not to drink the Red Bulls late at night anymore. You know, that's partially what's keeping me up. And I think the more I flush my body out with, you know, sugar-free juices and water and sugar-free ginger ale, I'll get that feeling back underneath my toes. I mean, it's improved considerably over the past few weeks. But I got one stubborn section, especially on my right foot, under, like, right here, from the pinky toe to, like, the index digit, where it's still numb, unfortunately. And I do have, like, a persistent pain that's underneath the middle toe. But compared to how it was weeks and weeks and weeks ago, I do got a lot of feeling back in my toes again. So that's a good sign that the blood sugar levels are coming down. The only problem is dealing with the insomnias. That's always been a problem for me for many years, not being able to sleep at night. I do got medication for it, but recently, because I've been so burnt out with everything that's been going on, man, it's poof. But if I do need to take something to help me sleep, I got that. But I got to go see my doctor. I'm starting to run out of stuff. But I rather drink this any day. And my local Sam's Club, I should say, I have a habit of calling them BJ's. Sam's Club have these big bottles of the zero sugar cranberry juice. I just wish they had the tropical punch. This is not too bad. It just takes a while to get used to. But, you know, like I said, I'm really trying my best, ladies and germs. You guys got to know me quite well here on YouTube, that I got a bad habit of tanking down sugar-free Red Bulls. It's the caffeine that I'm trying to cut back on when it comes to that at nighttime. So I prefer this. And I actually bought, this came with 2 bottles of this, and I got 2 bottles from Walmart with the tropical punch, the tropical fruit, whatever they call that. So, holy shit, an hour passed already? Am I looking at that right? Yeah, it's an hour already. Damn, I've been talking all this time, man. An hour went by just like that. You know what it is? It's the England game, too. That's helping the time to pass by real quick. But thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. You know, I should do less targeted live streams like this. I got the soccer game on a big screen TCC live streaming on my 62-inch. Oh, my God, man. I must look like a big jackass. Big jolly green giant. An oversized leprechaun wearing all this green. Now, I didn't wear green to support Mexico. It's just I happen to be wearing a green Franz Beckenbauer jersey. The other one, the white one, I stained up a little bit. Like I said, I had to give it the OxyClean treatment and wash it. Should be dry by now. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely dry. Yeah, that's the white one. I think this is what I wore in the first live stream today. I mean, even though it's backwards on the camera, that's the one today. I had like stains on there because I was taking stuff out of my car from the boxed barbecue from yesterday. What a shame that shit happened. It didn't have to happen. If this girl just would have minded her business and left well enough alone. But you can't tell people what to do, man. When people got a chip on their shoulder, they don't know when to keep their mouth shut. I prefer the white monsters. Ooh, excuse me. Those are very popular for a while. I think they still are, especially with gamers. I've had one of them. They're okay. I mean, but then again, I can't drink the sugary stuff anymore, unfortunately. Why couldn't they have her leave if she wasn't a resident or not a guest? Because by that time, the arguing already started. There was no shutting it down. And when you're dealing with people that don't know how to walk away from a fight, you're going to get very persistent people that just want to, they just want to have the last word, and they don't know when to shut up. They don't know when it's time to go home. I think a wiser individual, you know, should take your emotions out of it and turn around and walk away. You know, that's what I've been doing these days, man. After shit happened last year, I am done. I'm done fucking arguing. I'm done getting in the middle of stuff. When my boy walked up to me, he's like, "Hey, Walt, I think we should pack up." I'm like, "You're right." And him and I were on the same page the whole night. But some people just don't have the ability to do that, I guess. As a descendant of English, I can't ever root for the Germans. Well, I mean, that's why my family left Germany many, many generations ago, because even back then, after all the tribal warfare was going on between Rome and the Germanic tribes and the Celts, or Celtics, if you want to call them Celtics, however you pronounce it, and the Turks, the Nordics, all that sort of thing. And that's when, like, the Kingdom of Württemberg was starting to form, and Norse mythology was beginning to turn more into Catholicism and Christianity. That's when my ancestors like, yeah, we're done. Let's get the fuck out of here. And end up coming on a banana boat, and then you got little old me sitting in front of you talking smack on a computer here, or on the phone in my case. But, yeah, my days of being Batman are over, Fuzz. I'm done, man. I'm done with that stuff. I've been done. You haven't really heard me get into any one-on-one conflicts like that. Not like last year. I'm done with that shit. If people are getting themselves into trouble, I'm walking in the opposite direction. I'm done with that shit, man. Yeah. I know what you mean. My granddad served in World War II. I don't know if you've ever seen the photos of my granddad here on the channel. But, yeah, my granddad fought against the Nazis during World War II, killing our people. And rightfully so, because they were evil fucking people, man. When you're burning people alive on a barbecue rack or on railroad ties and shit like that and doing experiments, you need to go away. You really do. And the man with the smudge under his nose back then is the ultimate example of having a true fascist that needed to go away. So, and that's why I hate, and I don't want to get political. I'm trying to stay away from the politics. But people really don't understand these words. Fascism, communism, Marxism, all that kind of stuff. They just throw these words around like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They have no idea what these words mean and what their definitions are. If fascism existed in this country, all these people that are gay and trans and rainbow, they wouldn't be allowed to even dude, they'd be the first ones to be thrown off of bridges and lit on fire and drowned in pools. That's a fact. So, great to hear you can cheer for your ancestors' team authoring. No, it's a fact. It's true. The people here in this country, when they start calling out fascism, they don't know what fascism is, man. Fascism happens now, as a matter of fact, and I'm not picking on Muslims here. It happens in strict Muslim countries, straight up conservative Muslim countries, especially after 9/11 happened. They were hunting down Christians and Catholics in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and places like that, and off with their heads. Hassan Chop. Remember Jihad John or Daniel Pearl or anybody from that time? Nobody speaks these names anymore, because that's the point. That's the point. Look at what's happening now. The English are getting fed up with it. The Irish are getting fed up with it. The French are getting fed up with it. And eventually it does happen here in this country sometimes too, where people are getting fed up with it. They're getting sick and tired of it. Thank God it has not crossed. It's what they call crossing the Rubicon. If we cross the Rubicon, we're fucked. We're fucked. It's going to be global warfare in the likes of which none of us have ever seen before. Because people are going to get tired of it. People are already tired of it. That's why you see all these conflicts in France and England. In Germany, in some parts in Germany, they're revolting. Was it Switzerland? Switzerland or Sweden they're now preventing births or some shit. It's some European country. So basically the Rubicon is a river. And it's always referenced because of the dangers of crossing this river, that once you go over it, there's basically no turning back. It's a metaphor, basically, where once you cross this ravine You cross this river, you can't go back. In other words, it's fight or flight, kill or be killed. It's like the reversed American flag on American flags' shoulders that they wear. Basically, wherever that stars and stripes go, that's where you go. That's why they wear it backwards on their sleeves. Where that flag goes, where the stars point to, that's where you go. Once you cross that line, there's no turning back. Once you go through the Rubicon River, you're not crossing over it again. Looks like the English and the Mexicans are. Oh, there goes Bellingham again. Got fouled outside the box. No call. Referee says get up. Back pass. So I think we'll go to a major war. Yeah, this game is nuts. Yeah, it's a good back and forth. It's a nice game of ping pong basically. There's a straight up foul. And the referee's like, get up, stop faking. I love it. That's a referee right there. Nice try, no diving. And that's a foul. That's a blatant foul. That should be a yellow card. Is the ref going to VAR this? Yep, this is a VAR. Yeah, this game is nuts. Red card, England. Really? Why would that be a red card? There's contact with the ball. Yeah, initial contact on the ball. So what the hell is that? By the rules, if you come in contact with the ball first, foul comes next. That's not a foul on the defender. Yeah, he just did the VAR thing. I got to watch this. Let's see. Bullshit. Let's see. Contact with the ball first. There's the ball on the leg. What's he going to say? Because his spikes are up? And again, I'm watching it right now, as a matter of fact. There's the ref. All right, he's reaching into his back pocket. That's not a good sign. Yep. Ah, straight red. That sucks. He's too good. That's why. There it is. The call was just made. Straight red. Wow, that's bullshit. He clearly had contact with the ball first. That's a soft foul. That's a bullshit soft foul. Now they're probably going to play 4-4-1 the rest of the match. That's a soft foul. Tuchel definitely has to get England into a 4-4-1. Or I would just clog up the midfield and make a 3-5-1. Wow, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit call, ladies and gentlemen. Not for nothing. There was contact with the ball first. It's because the studs were up. That's why. Wow, that's bullshit. Harry Kane just went down. Ah. Hey, Chicano, keep walking, man. The fuck is that? All right, so Kane's going for the ball. Yeah, he got jammed. He got jammed with the studs. And you know I'm supporting Harry Kane because he's a Bayern Munich player. So what's the ref going to do here? That red card was bullshit. There was clear contact with the ball. It doesn't make sense. It's because the studs were up. That's why he made that call, because his foot, like I got my SBs right here. His studs are up like this. That's why. That's why that happened. That was a bullshit call. I agree. That was definitely a bullshit call. I wish I could put the volume on and point the camera at the game, but I guarantee I'll get a copyright strike. I definitely don't want to do that. I could do it in spurts for up to like 5 seconds, but even that's risky. And there's still a lot of time on the clock. There's lots of time on the clock, and England now are going to be forced to defend the entire game. Unless they can possess this ball, get a lot of possession on the ball. Now they're making changes here. Yeah, you got to go into a defensive position. If you don't make changes, Mexico are going to walk all over England. I hate to say it, Tuchel's going to have to park the bus for the rest of the game. That's what's going to end up happening. A lot of possession and parking the bus. You know, it's 10:30. Let me close my blinds and turn off the lights outside. Be right back, folks. Look how easy to... Oh, what? Look how easy the Mexican players are going down now. They're trying to buy the game. So now the goalkeeper went down now, huh? Bullshit. This game is bullshit. Let me at least get the curtains closed. Yeah, I'm going to leave the red, white, and blue on outside there until I get off of this live stream. So what's going to happen here? We got a penalty kick going? No? Is that a penalty? Yep, they're setting up for a penalty kick. What we got going here? It's all mind games now. You know Harry Kane's going to take this. Oh, Bellingham's got the ball, so maybe he's going to take it. Oh, Kane is going to take it. Kane's setting up for it. Okay. Harry Kane, 5 FIFA World Cup penalties scored, most all time. I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm trying not to look at the chat. Don't tell me. I want to see what happens. Because I'm at least a minute behind the rest of you guys. I really want to see what happens here. Harry likes to go right. He's got to go left. Oh, England 3-1, baby. Nice. Very nice. Well done. And they're down. They're down to 10 men, and they scored. Nice. Very nice. Well done, Harry Kane. Great goal. What did I just say before he even kicked that ball? He likes to go to the right. He's going to have to go to the left on this one. That's exactly what he did. And the Mexican goalkeeper actually got a read on that ball, too. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. And you know I got Harry Kane's jersey for Bayern Munich. This has turned into a watch party. I know it's Sunday night. A lot of you guys and gals probably have to call it a night for work and stuff like that. "14 FIFA World Cup goals, most in English history." There you go. But now England really have to watch what they do because they can screw this up. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:30, almost my time here on the East Coast. That would make it, if I'm correct, 22:25 across the pond. My time here in the United States. I am going to call it a night, so you guys can do what you got to do. I know most of you probably have work and stuff, but thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, like always. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to tell you, but again, thank you for joining me on this completely random live stream. God bless you all. Take care. I will see you all very, very soon. Much appreciated, folks. Good night, everybody.